We are on air.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and children of all ages. Thank you very much for joining us this evening for the Friday Night Chaos stream. I am your MC for this evening, Scooby331. As of today, it is 4/19/2019. Tomorrow's 4/20 for those of you people who are in the know. But today is Good Friday for those of us who are actually trying to do the right thing. And by doing the right thing every once in a while, you got to do a little something different. Now, because it's Good Friday, want to do something a little bit wholesome, which is very different for us. So, I myself am going to try to keep the blue language to a minimum. I can't guarantee for Burnside if he hops in later. So, but I'm going to try. All right, but that having been said, those of you folks who are familiar with the show will know the deal when I go through the panel as always. But we're going to have a little bit something different this evening. I'm going to introduce everybody. I normally do first, but then we're going to get to the special part. So before I drag my feet too much, let's get further on into it. What we're going to do is we're going to start off on my left, which is going to be different than yours because of what you see on the screen. So what you're going to do is you're going to pay attention to everyone's avatar as they light up. And please, if you're not subscribed to these people, please follow and subscribe to them because they are what makes the Chaos Stream chaotic. I'm just your MC. So starting off on my left, with me tonight is a young man. Now, the only thing that surpasses his knowledge of politics is his knowledge of cars. Seriously, this guy is half my age and twice my knowledge. And anyone who doesn't follow him, you're just depriving yourself. That's all I'm going to say. Time to speak. Time, how are you, kid?
Pretty good. I make videos, right?
Yeah, damn good ones. I
Yeah,
actually
I just
watch
need to
your
make
stuff.
some.
I don't normally watch people's content either, and I watch this guy's stuff. That tells you it's good. And then, of course, we have. I adore this kid. I really do. I love working with him. I love streaming with him. He's honest. He's good. He's trustworthy, and he's absolutely adorable. From what I've heard, there's a rumor he was actually the life model for the Cabbage Patch Kids, but I can't confirm this. We have with us Terracin's little brother, an American Celt. Celt, how are you, man?
Look like yourself, jackass.
I love you too, Kel. You're the best. Seriously. And we just had, as always, we have with us tonight a gentleman I enjoy talking politics with very much. Um, Honestly, because he agrees with me so much. But no, honestly, it's good because I'm a New Yorker. For those of you who haven't figured it out by now, and this gentleman is from Texas, and I like having these conversations with him because I like thinking I'm not just thinking New York centric. And when he agrees with me on a lot of stuff, I'm like, okay, good. Then I'm definitely thinking pro America. And so that's why I love having your boy Pat with us. Pat, how are you?
I'm doing good, man. Yeah, glad to be here tonight.
I'm glad that you're here tonight, bro. Seriously, it's always a pleasure when you're with us. And we have with us now, obviously, those of you who know, I always said that the next 6 minutes is the soul of this stream. The voice of Burnside is the heart of it. I've always said that definitely the spirit of this stream would be Terracin. Now she's rocking her Scooby suit tonight because, as you guys can tell from my camera, uh, my computer is yeah, no good. But Tara's at the helm right now. That's why I'm emceeing, but she's hosting. And I saved Tara because we have a very special guest with us tonight, and I just can't do them the same justice as Tara. So Tara, please take it away. Tell us what is tonight's title of this stream about.
All right, so tonight's title is Friday Night Chaos Stream, Good Friday with Clownfish TV. I talk about them. I agree with them when it comes to the He-Ra cartoon that's on Netflix. All you're watching is Hank Venture and Drag in his imaginary adventures. I am so fangirling right now. We have Kiki Sparkles.
Hello.
It's
Say hello.
Oh, hey. How's it going?
I'm glad you guys could join us. She does really talk about you guys constantly.
Oh, my God. Thank you.
No problem.
Oh, she mentions brushable hair quite often.
Oh, it's important. Nobody understands the importance.
Well, if you guys could maybe fill us in, because no offense, I am very unfamiliar with you. I'm sorry. I live under a very big rock.
Go ahead. I'm not talking very well, so let him do it.
I don't talk very well most nights. Yeah, so we have a show called Clownfish TV. Worked in comics for a while. Sort of got thrown into the, I guess, the pop culture war. Kicking and screaming. It's not something we wanted to talk about, not something we wanted to discuss, but unfortunately, we're kind of surrounded, I think, on all sides by people they're completely obsessed with politics.
It's not for
right?
you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not for you.
Yeah. So we started this YouTube channel just to throw a couple of videos out.
Mostly so I could just complain.
Mostly so you could complain, yeah. And then it sort of took off, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now we just talk about what we want to talk about.
Oh, very cool. Sounds fun.
We try.
Good. Well, that's all that matters, as long as you're having fun. You have no idea how many people we'll have on here as guests, and we'll talk to them. And same thing, they'll have a big channel, and they'll be cranking out content, and they'll be doing all sorts of stuff, and they're miserable. And I'm like, why are you doing this if you don't enjoy it? You know, it's good to see that you guys.
Sorry.
Yeah. Well, it's good to see that you guys enjoy what you do. And I'm guaranteeing that probably means it shines through in your content. So I definitely want to check this out. So.
Yeah, well, hopefully. I mean, I think anything after a while, I think it becomes a job. You know, I think a lot of people have been doing the YouTube thing for years, or probably, and especially if it's their, sole source of income, it becomes a job. Mm-hmm. And it's just like, God, I gotta get up and make 3 more videos today. Even though I don't want to talk about anything, I have to get up and do it. But thankfully, it's not our only income, so. We can talk about what we want to talk about.
Good. That's cool.
I stream every night of the week, so I'm like, I'll put out a video of one that I make myself. When the hell ever.
Yeah.
How do you feel about people that go Hadouken?
Hey, Optimus, what's happening, brother?
Hey, what's up?
Not much. Chilling.
Did someone just say that was scary?
Huh?
I have no clue.
I don't know.
So how you been, man? How is everything?
I've been living, my dream, the robot dream.
Very cool. So Tara.
Yes.
Let's hear it. What questions you got?
Oh shit.
Wow.
I'm the journalist on this one. I'm letting you take the ball. Don't fumble it on me now. Come on.
I was just saying those
seen
from
you
when I
like
did
this
the actual
before.
interview with them, on my channel.
You got the helm. I'm watching you work. Come on. Here we go. It's
and my
crunch time.
pudding arrived.
There you go. And you got your pudding too.
The guy that looks like he's a window clerk for McDonald's. That's my boyfriend.
Hello, boyfriend.
Look, you gotta realize this is like football, not soccer. You drop the ball, it's bad.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. So, how did you guys get into doing comics?
Well, when I met you, you already wanted to do comics.
Yeah.
And then you had actually friends who got you actually have friends. No, your friends got
Sometimes.
Well, you went to DC or not DC. You went to New York City first, and they told you, it was oversaturated not to do it.
Yeah, when I wanted to break into comics, the industry was not doing too well. It was like the late 90s, and they had a big crash. So people who'd been working in comics for years weren't able to get work, and they're like, go do something else. So I did. I went and wound up working in like web development and graphic design and that sort of thing. And then I almost gave up. on doing comics. And you kind of talked me into
I made you do it.
And then I had some friends that were working in comics. And I just happened to be in the right place at the right time. And that's kind of, it's kind of how it works now. It used to be that you'd like do your samples and ship your, stuff off to publishers. Now it's just like
they find you.
They find you. Yeah, if you put your work on the internet, especially. But this was pre-internet, and it's pretty much who you know, and still is that way. And there are some interesting things that happen because of that, I think, in comics. But yeah,
that reminds me of the phrase:
Pretty
"It's not who you know, it's who you blow." But in this case, it turns out they're blowing you.
Sometimes. Well, they better not be. No,
Well, I mean, if they're reaching out to you effectively, the situation would be reversed. They're blowing you to get on their team.
Yeah, with with comics now, especially it's you really have to know the right people. I think.
Yeah, and they have
and
you have to be the right kind of people.
Right, you have to be the right kind of people. You got to know the right kind of people, and that's where a lot of the drama in comics is. Right.
Just as a reminder, avoid the blue-haired ones.
Yeah.
And the red-haired ones. You want to look out for the reds too.
No.
Well, I'm a
Well, I mean,
redhead.
if they're natural redhead, then yeah.
Natural's good when you
It's
go for the color
natural.
where it's like this color. That's what you got to look out for.
Big red.
Shut up. You didn't watch out for it last year at Moore.
Well, you dyed it, so oh well.
But mine's real, so it's so good.
All right, well that's a good start.
All right, so then here's a question: how long have you been at the trade before you got into it professionally?
Not very long. I think I wanted to draw comics as like pretty much like everybody else. You draw in high school and you draw as a young adult, and I think maybe as doing indie stuff for about 5 or 6 years, and then I broke in. I was in my late 20s, I think, which is actually kind of late to break into comics. A lot of people they break in when they're like in their early 20s, but then a lot of those people are washed up by the time they're 35, 40. It's like sports, right? It's like you get in, you burn out quick, and you're done.
That sucks.
Yeah, I've noticed that burnout is prominent among artists. It's like, you get so many requests. It's like, you know what? It just doesn't even feel good anymore. Just throw it away. But yeah, so you were at it like 5 or 6 years. Now, okay, take me, for example. I am a shite drawer, okay? I cannot draw to save my life. I would be dead if it counted on it.
Welcome to the club.
Now, hypothetically speaking, say that I wanted to get into it. Okay, I'm not in high school. I'm not in middle school. I'm a middle-aged robot. Okay,
right.
What motivations would I need, and what steps would I take in order to go down that path?
To make comics,
Anybody can make comics.
Anybody can make comics now. I mean, it's not gated off as much as it was 10, 15 years ago. I mean, with the internet, anybody can make comics. I mean, you really can. As far as like, I mean, if you're talking about like picking up drawing, just do it. Just do it every day. Draw a little bit every day. And, eventually it becomes kind of second nature, and you figure out what works and what doesn't work. But there's an audience for everything. I mean, God, there are people out there doing webcomics literally with stick figures making hundreds of thousands of dollars a year.
Yeah, look at
and I was going to do that too. Okay,
Hey.
you know what? I'm gonna get on with the web. The stick figure drawings. I'm gonna totally do that now.
There you go.
You're gonna be doing stick figure cartoons now, Optimus.
Hey,
Oh,
there's
boy.
something I excel in. There you go.
Yeah, there's also that comic that Joking Hazard is based on. That's pretty much almost like stick figure.
Which one was that?
Back in the day,
I was thinking like
It's
XKCD.
like Clyde and Cyanide or something
XKCD.
like
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Cyanide
something
Happiness.
Cyanide.
Friday Night Happiness, yeah.
Yeah, they so
Oh,
okay,
I love that show, man. That one's
Yeah.
awesome.
I think there were 4 of them. I think there were 4 guys, and they took turns drawing the comic, and then they switched over to animation. Now they got a YouTube channel, and they put the animations up on YouTube. They
Which
kind
is
of
what we're going to kind of do sometime soon
yeah,
too.
but I mean, you look at even some of the animation channels on YouTube. They're very, very simple artwork. It's the idea. Is it funny?
Yeah.
Does it resonate with people? It doesn't have to be the best best drawn thing. It's most of the time it's
relatable.
Yeah, relatable, and who has best idea.
Yeah,
Well,
One Punch Man is a great example of this.
Puzzle game
And
app.
the thing is, you're always going to have drawback unless you have a strong, independent black woman who don't need no man in there.
There's also a game app. It's a word game where you have to unscramble words or something like that, and it's all stick figures.
Probably.
Yeah,
I know. I've played it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, it seems like at least on the internet. It seems like the simpler artwork seems to be.
It works better too because it's easier to do. One, to put the app out, and 2, it's not so distracting.
Would you say that there's a difference between, like, say, simple artwork and like artwork that is meant for like cartoons these days? You know what I'm talking about. Look at the progression of like cartoons.
The cow arts
from like the 90s to now.
I think
Thundercats Boar.
Oh yeah,
God.
don't even get me started on that one.
Well, I mean, that's why I asked it, because I mean, I
It's
knew
bad.
this was going to ruffle some feathers. I want to know. I want to listen. Come on, hit me with it.
I think it's budgetary concerns.
Yeah, I think
I
it
think
is.
it's all comes down to the money. It's so much easier, especially since they're using stuff like Toon Boom and Flash to animate these very simple characters. To keep it simple, they can crank out production. Like look at Teen Titans Go, like 5,000 freaking episodes of Teen Titans Go, whereas the original Teen Titans was one of the most expensive shows ever on Cartoon Network. They just don't. I don't think there's a financial incentive for a lot of these networks anymore to put the big bucks into the cartoon because they're like, it doesn't matter if we got stick figures or if we've got the most well rendered anime ever. It's going to get the same amount of eyeballs. It's going to get the same amount of ad revenue. So let's just do the bare minimum.
Cheaper.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, look at Hero.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so disappointing. Moon boots.
I didn't know that Teen Titans was that expensive.
Back in the day, it was. Yeah, it was very expensive.
Like Batman Beyond and then like the Spider-Man, both in the 90s. Those were pretty expensive too.
Yeah, they were actually one of the most expensive shows back in the 90s was Darkwater. Pirates of Darkwater. I remember they actually had.
Really?
Oh, it was amazing.
I remember that.
Yeah, it was Hanna-Barbera, but you wouldn't think it because they actually, they didn't reuse stock footage like they usually do.
Yeah.
And it was at the time when it came out, I remember reading an article. It was in TV Guide, and they talked about it was a really expensive gamble for them because it was like back then it was like $500,000 to $750,000 an episode. This was the most expensive thing Hanna-Barbera ever produced, and they only did like 13 episodes. Yeah, and it just
if you'll excuse me, I'm going to go ahead and fap now. Just hearing that number.
That's
I'll be right back.
That's actually pretty. That's pretty normal though. Like even an episode of Steven Universe or Adventure Time, you're probably talking $500,000 easy.
And that's on the budgeted,
Yeah, and something like The Simpsons, you're going higher than that just because the actors' salaries.
Shoot, $500,000 an episode. I'll draw you the best damn stick figure you ever seen.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's amazing how, and that's why I think a lot of these shows like Teen Titans and stuff, they cut corners because they can do it with a fraction of the staff. They've got the kind of the flash animation thing going, so they've got the models ready.
Oh, yeah, they're already there.
They're already there, and versus having to draw frame by frame by frame. And I'm kind of seeing it in anime too. I've noticed a lot of the newer anime with the digital stuff. It seems like they reuse elements.
I thought so too.
More than they used to. Like they kind of like have like a hair layer and like the mouth will move a little bit, but the hair's animated separately because they're not drawing it frame by frame. So they're doing what they can do to cut corners.
Yeah, drawing shit frame by frame is a pain in the ass. That's why I started using 3D because 2D was just tedious as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
I think
pretty easy nowadays when everything's cute, girl.
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
I think what they do is they start with like the background, and instead of doing it frame by frame, they do transparencies with different positions, so that way, when you animate it, you just look over those transparencies. And an imager is not going to tell the difference between sheets of paper and transparencies when it comes to animation.
Yeah. And then they cut corners. I think it's just the way it is now.
That's pretty easy when it's just.
I would think that's more efficient rather than cutting corners. Now, cutting corners is when you completely forget something because you lose steam of it halfway through.
Yeah, even a lot of the '80s cartoons, they were guilty of that, especially like Transformers. There's all kinds of animation errors because they had so many characters to keep track of. They were jobbing out to multiple studios. They were forgetting characters. Characters were changing colors. It was just.
Well, they have that with Steven Universe too. Like the sizes keep changing. I think they're going by the model, the model sheets, or not the model sheets, the
character
storyboard. My brain
the storyboard.
I'm on cold medicine.
Yeah, so if the storyboard artist draws like a character shorter than they're supposed to be, the animation studio, which is overseas,
is drawing it the same way.
Thinks that character is only supposed to be 2 feet high in this
Even
scene,
though,
so
like,
we're going to draw them that way.
2 scenes ago, they were a different size.
Yeah.
So I think that's what they're running into trouble.
So, Neon, tell me about working for Disney. Scooby over here abhors Disney.
I never guessed. Look, I always worked as a contractor. I don't really have any complaints. They're You know, they're in it to win it, and the paperwork you have to sign, working on anything for them is absolutely ridiculous. But they're
upfront about it. So
they're upfront about it. I mean, there's no there's no fast one. They don't pull fast ones because they don't.
In the world of Walt Disney, we will own your soul for approximately 6 months.
Sometimes, yeah, but you know, it is what it is. You know, I don't think anybody working for Disney, willingly has been hoodwinked into anything. I think they're very to and you know, are they always fair? Yeah, you know, but they're very transparent as to what you're going to get.
Yeah, my whole thing with Disney is nothing against their business practices. Obviously, like you said, they're on the level. They're a little bit strict, but they're on the level. My thing has always been their agenda. That's what I have a problem with. Obviously, I don't particularly care for what their views are. I can't talk ill about anything they've done business-wise. I haven't heard too much. I mean, obviously, you'll hear the odd complaint here or there. Somebody will write an article, 60 Minutes does a hit piece, that sort of thing. But Disney's always standing at the end. They're about business. You know, my father was a Sicilian. Believe me, I know about business.
No, they're very much. And that's what people, that's like even when it comes down to, people ask about, the politics and all of that. And I think at the end of the day, I really think they're just looking to, this is a personal opinion. I think they're looking to turn a profit, and they're chasing audiences that they think are new avenues for revenue. When it turns out that maybe those people don't have as much money as Disney thought they did, then a lot of times they'll backpedal and they'll go back to the audiences that have money, because really that's, they're a for-profit company. And I think Disney's a many-headed beast, and not all of the companies are the same, which is really important to remember, because we've talked on our show before about like Marvel Comics and Lucasfilm, and they're pretty much kind of like the stepchildren that got brought in. They're not really part of Disney proper. They just got acquired.
And even Disney proper, there's the theme parks. It's a different division than the movies. They're all different divisions.
Yeah.
So
theme parks are actually people be surprised. Theme parks are actually very, very conservative. Especially
we know we've met.
But
I got a whole bunch of stories from when I used to be a custodian at Pop Century.
I have a bunch of stories from the amusement park I used to work at. In the subway. Hey, some of the people you see there, Jesus Christ.
Good strollers.
I was aware though beforehand about how Disney's known for their compartmentalization. I've always cited, for example, when it was under the model that Eisner initiated. That's when he brought Touchstone in. I believe it was '84 when they first rolled out Touchstone Productions. Forgive me if I'm wrong on the.
That sounds about right. And Miramax was later.
Yeah, exactly. Again, like I said, it pains me sometimes to see the way that some of their divisions have gotten a little bit out of hand. Like ABC, I've said a few times, I think really that whoever's in charge of that division needs to be put in and lectured, because their ABC family went just so out of control. They had to actually rename it for. And
you're lagging like a motherfucker.
You're starting to glitch a lot, Scoop.
Yeah.
All right, hold on a second. Let me shut off my camera. All right, that should help. Yeah, exactly. They're like, damn it, it's him again. But
you start talking about Walt, they get you, man.
Now there's two of us. Yay!
Exactly. There you go. We're bookends. But it's one of those things where I'm fully aware of them with their compartmentalization. It's just, I'm sure anyone who's a Marvel Comics fan is going to know, what was that famous quote in Angela issue 1 that Boris said? Unsolicited opinions of Israel? Yeah. I mean, Disney really, really dropped the ball with Marvel Comics.
They don't care. I can't stress that, they don't. Marvel Comics, they don't care about comic books.
No,
Disney doesn't care about comic books. And it becomes
gaming journalism.
It is what it is. We've talked about this on our channel before. I think there's going to come a day where they just decide that comic books aren't worth chasing anymore because there's not enough money in it to make. I mean, to Disney, the Marvel universe are the movies that they make.
Theme parks.
And the theme parks.
Yeah.
There's not enough money in comics. I think they were just kind of letting Marvel Comics run its course for now, and the day is probably going to come where they'll just outsource everything. I mean, it just doesn't make sense. They outsource. Yeah, I've worked on Disney Comics for years, and they outsource Disney outsources all their comics because they're very low profit margins. These licensees pay Disney. They pay Disney for the honor of doing Donald Duck comic books or whatever. And they'll do the same thing with Marvel. They'll be like, okay, you know, company ABC, whatever, you pay us and you can have the honor of making Spider-Man comics. And if they fail, it's no skin off our nose.
And we blame you.
And we'll blame you. And then we'll just pull the license and we'll give it to somebody else.
I mean,
they don't care.
As it stands, they're pretty cheap as is. I mean, the last comic I actually purchased, this one was only like $5, and it's that
wow.
Yeah, only, and it's like, oh yeah, not too bad. You know, it's only like, let's see here,
$5. I used to
many?
pick up all the X-Men books for that.
Yeah, but this was like one of their more premier newer ones. You know, for the Venom series, Venom, and compared to that, I paid a little bit more back in the day with this Spawn comic I have, which is an actual effing book.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
GNs. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's great. It's got the first couple chapters in it, man. Hell yeah. Al Simmons, one of my favorite guys, man. Ass whooping badass.
I got one of the issues around here.
Oh hell yeah, dude.
I think I got like the first 200 issues of Spawn.
Lucky bastard.
Once they had Armageddon, once they had Armageddon, I stopped. Well, bro, I own over 10,000 comic books.
Oh,
nice.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh,
well, originally, that's part of the reason I went to school for journalism originally, was I wanted to break into comic books.
It's kind of taking a long way around, isn't it?
What are you talking about? You were an editor for a newspaper or something like
Well, you know what it was? I did actually want to do journalism at the time because it was the it was the 90s, and I had went to Woodstock 99, so I started covering things, and I figured eventually, like, when I got too old to cover shit live, that's when I'd break into comics. So I figured I couldn't do comic books when I was too young. I figured it was something, because I read Vertigo and that sort of shit, so I wanted to do more mature shit. So
yeah, I mean, there's no like age limit. I'm just thinking, like, typically the story always was, it was always like, young kid living in New York gets a job at Marvel at like 18 or 19, works their way up, and then they're the editor by the time they're like 30, and then they just kind of go that route. But that, again, none of those rules apply anymore, because that even the idea of like you having to live in New York to work in comics, most comic book creators can't afford to live in New York. Not anymore. It's and they're all moving out to the West Coast anyway. So I mean, I'm kind of thinking of all these people that moved to New York, like, hey, I'm gonna go work for DC, and then DC up and moves to LA.
Yeah. But to be fair, it's ridiculously expensive to live here.
Oh yeah.
It's. I mean, if I wasn't born and raised here, I don't know how the hell I'd afford it. It's only because I've been here my whole life. I know where to go and who, like what stores to shop in and that sort of thing, because it is ridiculous. Like I was telling Burnside, like my wife's sister, she's got a car she's leasing, and I think it costs us something like $800 a month.
Oh my god,
that's ridiculous.
That's fucking harsh, man.
Yeah, and this is the thing. She never drives it. It sits in the driveway.
Oh, that's terrible.
They got the money because that's her third car.
Oh, hell.
You gotta have money like that.
Third car? Damn.
Third car. She's got, that's the minivan. She has one of them crossovers, and the husband has an SUV.
So why have a Porsche if you're not even going to use it?
They had bought the thing, and they never got around to getting rid of it. So it's just sitting there. They haven't driven it in a year, but they keep paying $1,000 a month for it.
That's insane.
God.
This is the same guy. He goes and buys a pack of 3 golf balls, and he drops, I think, $1,200.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
For golf balls?
Bro, they got the bread to spread. Seriously.
What kind of golf balls are those?
Yeah.
Like fucking titanium or some shit? That's all
They're
spent on
Nike.
golf balls.
They're Nike, and they actually have his name put into it, and then they have the name engraved in titanium. Like they carve the name into it, and then they fill it with liquid titanium, so his name is etched, and it's his actual signature.
No.
Yeah.
Nah, that's okay. I don't need that.
Does this guy also buy those gold flakes so he can eat shit, gold crested turds?
I wouldn't be surprised, but this is the same one that had the balls to tell me that he's running on a socialist platform and he got endorsed by Bernie Sanders. And I'm looking at him like, really? I said, what's going to happen with your golf balls?
Yeah, they're going to redistribute the means of his playing golf amongst the proletariat.
Oh my God.
I hate saying it too because he's Venezuelan. I've been having a field day with this son of a bitch.
No, people, like I said, Bernie Sanders. I'm like, that's somebody who needs to sit his old ass down.
Yeah.
Every time I see him, I'm just like, man, sit your old ass down, man.
What does this guy say about Venezuela?
I'll say he's had a long life. Just let the man rest.
Let
Tell
him
him,
rest
just
in the
rest
retirement
already.
home. Oh yeah. I mean, the guy's how old now? And he's deciding, all right, yeah, sure, I'm gonna run for re-election against Trump again and try and survive this again. And oh yeah, I'm gonna get ran over by Hillary again. It's like
he's not gonna make it. The DNC's just gonna give him another 2 houses, and he's gonna dip out early.
I don't know, man. Ruth Bader old ass has been making it all this dang time.
Is Hillary running yet?
Hillary's sitting out on the sidelines. Apparently, they must have cut her a big check.
Oh wow, I'm shocked. Damn, that's actually a first.
Kara, you there?
No.
I'm here.
What's up with those questions?
You guys have been talking.
Well, that's all right.
All you need to do is say something.
Yeah, crack that whip. Come on.
So,
If it's
which
all you gotta do is just go like, now listen here, you sons of bitches, just like well Bobby
shut
does.
the fuck up, Puddin'. So, Geeky, Neon, which comic did you enjoy working on the most? Or was it the book you guys put out?
I liked working on our own stuff best.
Yeah.
Because then I get to boss them around and we can do what we want to do.
Yeah, well, we can work at our own pace. We can do what we want to do. You know, I mean, we're lucky enough that we actually were, making some money off of it. Not everybody's that lucky, but yeah, I mean, it's totally different doing your own thing than it is working for somebody else. I mean, like I said, anything becomes a job. If you're doing comics for a living, you're still basically punching a clock. And
the downside was with you work for somebody else, they have people like you might just do pencils and that's it, and they take care of marketing and distribution and everything else. When you do your own thing, you have to do everything. Like it's just him and I doing all the jobs.
Yeah, you're just running your own business.
So that's the only downside, but it's just more, it's freeing than having to be told what to do all the time. I still tell you what to do.
So,
Nice.
what do your kids think of their parents being comic book artists?
They don't care.
Well, our son when he was little thought it was cool, but then when he got older, kids at school didn't believe him, so now he doesn't tell anybody. Like some of the stuff we do is pretty cool, and some of it we can't talk about because NDAs and stuff. But he won't tell people anyway because he's like, they won't believe me. So I tell him, you do accounting. I'm like, we don't do accounting. He's like, well, they don't know that.
Wait, he tells people.
He told us. He told people we were an accountant.
I'm sorry,
He told me that.
Accounting, huh?
My daughter thinks it's great, but our son, he said because it's too hard to explain. And when you start telling them that they don't believe you or they want something from you, so he just tells them we're something else.
You realize you could go right now on Twitter and be like, yo, my job is so cool. My kids are like, no, my friends won't believe me. I tell them you're an accountant because they're not going to believe how cool you are.
It's true.
Seriously, that's awesome.
Yeah, he told me that in the car the other day, and I was like, well, did you tell him that we did that? And he goes, no, they won't believe me. What did you tell him your dad did? I told him he was like an accountant. I was like, what?
You know, I'm going to show my age here. Do you guys remember that MTV show, The State?
Yep.
No.
There was that character, Doug.
Yeah.
And he's arguing with his father, and the father's like, what's the problem, Doug? And he's like, you're too cool, Dad. That's the problem.
Oh, yeah. I remember that one.
Seriously, that's awesome. That's got to be the coolest thing I've heard, like, all week.
Oh, my God.
I was afraid you'd be mad, so I didn't say anything.
He doesn't. Oh, my God. So he thinks I'm an accountant.
No, he knows you're not an accountant, but he tells people you are because he doesn't want to have to explain it.
God, now my dad's just a loser who draws comic books.
Yeah, he's like, they won't believe me, so I just make up stuff.
Oh my God. Well, yeah, I mean, it's hard to explain to people because it's not, I mean, look, there's like there are non-traditional career paths And then there's like really non-traditional career paths. Like we're freaking doing all kinds of crazy stuff for companies in other states, cross country, around the world.
We pitch TV shows.
Can't
and
talk about most of it. People, I think the neighborhood think we're selling drugs.
They did.
Never leave our house.
No, it's true. When he used to walk to pick up our son from school, and the one guy was a grandpa, and he always picked up his kid was in the same class as our daughter, his grandkid. And finally, didn't he say something to you?
Yeah, he was playing 20 questions because I was always at home, and he's like, so what do you do for a living? I'm like, oh, I work on the internet. Okay, because you don't seem to leave your house very often.
And then you're like, I don't sell drugs or anything, because he was asking if you sold drugs.
That's where he was going with it. That's where he was going with it.
I thought you were a drug dealer.
Yeah,
no, I seriously, I work on comic books. I don't do drugs. Why would I need drugs when I...
Art supplies are expensive. There's no more money for drugs.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think the neighbors thought we were like, junkies or something.
I feel you there, man. Just the damn small Wacom tablet I have was fucking expensive.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, stuff's expensive. I mean, the computers we run the stuff on is because we do like video editing and junk too, and it's ridiculous,
Oh, cool.
The expense.
Yeah, I'm learning how to do that. I got Shotcut.
Yeah.
Nice.
I got Vegas on Humble Bundle, so now I use that for mine.
I use After Effects.
I used to have After Effects when I made Gacha Muchi stuff. I miss those days, but I also don't, because that's like hours upon work for something that's like 3 minutes long at best. It's like, oh, you gotta do the audio, you gotta do the video, you gotta do all this, and it's like, oh god, where'd all the time go?
So
for the audio, I just use Audition.
What'd you say, Tara?
I was asking Neon and Geeky, who designed your OBS frame?
Oh, the OBS break. You did, didn't you?
I did, yeah.
Yeah.
I want one.
We have to redesign our stuff.
Yeah, we're gonna redesign our stuff. Everything was kind of done on the quick because we just kind of like threw ourselves into the YouTube thing. But I actually want to do like animated avatars and stuff like that, which I'm gonna do. I just need to sit down and be able to do it.
I'm trying to get Scooby, and I finally got Burnside back on it on IMVU, so I can run OBS, and we're doing our show in an IMVU room.
Okay.
That way it's all...
I got no idea what any of that shit means, but I'll go with it.
Well, live streams we use OBS. We do the broadcasting stuff. I might be switching. I was looking at Streamlabs OBS too. You can do more with it, but it looks a little more complicated.
Yeah, according to Optimus here, you can just take their the frames that they have on there and put it on regular OBS. And the live streams OBS or Streamlabs OBS, they
oh yeah, I can
in there than what
you're talking the difference between Slobs and OBS Studio.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can totally rip Slobs elements off. I can show you.
Oh, cool. Yeah, because we're thinking about switching. So I don't know yet.
I always go with Studio, so that way you have that program on your computer and it's not resource intensive.
Yeah, Optimus is the sick genius with this shit, bro. Seriously, you gotta like wow with him. He'll teach you stuff like you'll sit there like looking at the computer afterwards, like how the hell did you do that? He's like fluent in code. Yeah, seriously.
Yeah. A robot.
I'm not a goddamn robot. I mean,
robot. Well, yeah, there you go.
I just use OBS for recording games, really.
Well, see, even with OBS Studio, you can do different settings for recordings and different settings for streams. Recordings, you automatically want to record at 1080p, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, streaming, you may not have the best internet or, or stuff like that. You can adjust the settings separately, so that way it also goes to streaming where you can go to 720 without ever fucking up your settings for recording.
That's awesome.
That is. I feel like such a caveman. It's every time I talk to this guy, it's like the beginning of 2001. He's like the fuck monolith, just touching down. I'm standing there with the bone, like.
I just know electronics. That's it. I'm in the middle of learning Blender, so.
Oh, you work with Blender? Awesome. That's the next program I want to learn how to tamper with because I
mean,
normally do all my
I'm
stuff.
getting
on
it
Maya.
now. Now I can move stuff around without having to double check which shortcut it is. So I mean, got that going
Nice.
for me.
That's a good start. Yeah, Blender's a good program for 3D work. The other cool thing that you can do with Blender, other than just trying to make it and stuff, is if you're not fluid with Blender, you can just drop shit in there. It's fucking seamless as hell if you work with other programs. That's the best thing about Blender.
Need to get that shirt blendered. How about that?
Okay, so how did y'all come up with your names?
I don't even remember. Well, you've had Neon name first before I met you.
Yeah, well, that was my name on mine like way back in the day. So I just kept it. And actually, a lot of the comic work I did is credited that too. So
I don't even know why I came up with it. I don't remember why. We were just throwing out names one day, and before we even started doing it, and I said I was going to do like a mom blog, and call it Geeky Sparkles, and then we just used it. So I think I don't remember exactly why.
I remember.
I'm just very sparkly, and I like geeky stuff, so Geeky Sparkles.
Nice.
Yeah, no offense. When I first heard that name, I thought you were a drag queen I knew from the village.
Yeah,
Oh
no. I'm sure I probably would appreciate their bling, but
Well, it's the truth.
Oh,
I
no.
actually when I went to the Jam Master J DJ Academy in Lower Manhattan, there was this bar around the corner from it. I used to go there, and I used to play darts with this one drag queen. This guy was phenomenal. He got cork every time.
Shit.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, I got no problem playing darts with the drag. Look, the drag queens usually they were straight. They like to dress like women. Whatever.
he stopped by one at an anime con, and I was so jealous. I wish I looked that good. And he was calling his wife up on the phone to see how the kids were doing. But yeah, I was like so jealous. I'm like, damn, I wish I had looked even half that good. And it was so I was more just show me how you do your makeup, because you look so good. But
when I was younger, I'm a big guy. I used to do security, and I used to bounce for a few exotic dancers. And do you know how many of them they would go and they'd learn how to walk in heels? Like when they would go on the stage, they'd learn from a drag queen.
Probably.
The drag queens would teach them. They would know how to walk better than the women. I don't know why, but
Damn.
yeah.
That's twisted.
Oh yeah.
I'm saying now.
That's
Do you know how many?
This is corkscrew.
Well, this is the God's honest truth. Do you know how many of those models that you see walking the runways in Paris and in Milan and in New York and London, they had somebody like RuPaul teach them how to walk in heels?
Probably. Heels are awful.
Yeah, 9 times out of 10, for whatever reason, they usually it's a man that's teaching them. You can ask most of them. They'll tell you, "Oh yeah, it was a man taught me how to walk in heels."
Well, maybe I need to look some of those guys up, because I still don't like to walk in heels.
Michael Caine in Miss Congeniality, I think, was teaching Sandra Bullock how to walk.
Yeah, I need to find one of those guys, because I hate heels.
My one sister was a
funny as
model,
fuck.
and she told me, she said that there was this guy that taught them how to walk. I believe he was Catalonian, and he was as gay as the day is long. One of those guys, snapped his fingers when he talked and shit, but taught them how to walk.
Come on, girl, you gotta trust your stuff.
Exactly. And yeah, but he knew his shit apparently. My one sister, she was one of those clodhopper broads. You couldn't put her in heels because she'd wind up in the emergency room.
That's
and he was able to teach her.
See, I need to look these people up.
Good Lord,
because,
There you go.
That's what I'll do. I'll go get them to show me how to walk in heels, because I just hate it. So I don't wear them.
Got to come to New York. You got to come to New York, and you got to go into the East Village. You'll find them everywhere.
I'm sure.
Seriously, you got to look for the woman that's got a really exaggerated walk and an Adam's apple that looks like she's smuggling a pear, and boom, you got a drag queen.
So you gotta look for the Riley J. Dennis looking motherfucker.
Exactly.
Pretty much.
My
Oh,
husband
that's
likes canoes in those shoes, so yeah. Hey, Terry, you still with us? Tara.
Give me a second.
Uh-oh.
All right.
I guess we're gonna buy some more time then. Oh shit. That's fucking hysterical. Women are so bad at walking in shoes. They got the drag queen to teach them. Oh god. That's
most
fucking
women.
funny.
Most
Well,
women
they're
don't know
awful.
how to walk in heels.
Go walk in heels. You'll see why. It's terrible.
Yeah,
I ain't gonna be walking any heels, man.
I gotta know this. How'd you and Neon meet?
Oh, this is actually funny. Online actually, because it was so hilarious too. Because back then I was like making fun of people who met people online. Because it was before Match.com and all that
Oh
crap.
god, this is
Long time ago.
late 90s.
So
Late 90s.
I was joking about this, but the people were on like the talk shows and met online and how that was a joke. And then actually, I was just looking for someone to talk to, like friends, and I came across him, and I'm like, "Oh, he's cute, and he liked the same things I did." And then actually, he saw me and said he knew he was supposed to marry me, but he thought it was bad Chinese food. That's what he told me.
And I talked to her for like 6 months because I was like,
But I'm a persistent woman, so I came back.
yeah, she did come back. She did come back.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so here we
Nice.
are. But we're gonna have to probably get going here soon because we have to get our kids to bed and stuff, and I have to take cold pills. So
Yeah, got any more questions for us, Tara? Before we take off.
I'm thinking.
Okay.
Come on, Dan.
you
Let's
should've had a
rock
whole
it.
list here.
This is one for each of you to answer. In your personal opinion, what's the other's worst habit?
I don't know. No, oh yeah, I do. Not listening.
What?
Yeah, not listening. Mm-hmm. Is my baby being bossy?
I don't know. Is it?
Oh, you tell me. He
Sometimes.
seems like he's
Little bit.
afraid. He's afraid to speak.
I'm not afraid to speak.
I'm just that great. You can't think of anything bad.
You are that fantastic, dear. You're just amazing. You
No,
are.
seriously. What's your bad?
I think you get yourself. I think you get yourself worked up sometimes. About things.
Oh, it's that redheadness.
Yeah.
Little does he know that an hour later they will be having an argument about this very stream.
An hour later,
So, you think I get worked
tomorrow,
up,
next week, 2 months
Hey!
from now, 6 months
I'm on
from
meds
now.
now. I don't do that now.
Oh yeah, we're gonna wind up hearing about. Oh boy, got him into it.
It's okay.
I
Don't
love
worry,
it.
we'll
I
hedge
wasn't paying
bets
any
on it.
attention
We'll
there.
put it towards a charity fund. Whoever wins.
Oh, I'll win.
It's true. On the streams that I've heard them do a little bit of arguing about the comics, he's like, "Yes, dear."
It's funny.
That's
It's
the key
easier-
to a
it's
happy
easier that way.
marriage.
Huh?
Yes.
If
Hey,
she's
look,
happy, he's not miserable.
No, he's not.
Concessions have to be made, and sometimes
I'm a very strong personality.
sometimes you gotta let somebody think that they win. To make
Oh,
sure that
I know. I
you're-
do it to you all the time.
The hour has been dropped down to 15 minutes.
All right,
Damn.
Keon, thank you guys so much for coming on.
Oh yeah, thank you for letting us come on.
No problem.
And
Yeah,
I'm
it's
gonna
good
try
to
and
meet
get
you.
caught up on your videos. Like I said,
Well,
I've been busy making my own. Please look at them. I show them in your Discord all the time.
All right, we try.
I don't even.
I'm not even in there half
Oh my
the time.
god! So we got a Discord. So I had to throw some rules because I had no idea what the hell's going on over there. 90% of the time, we set the Discord up. Everybody's like, "Set up a Discord. We want to talk." And I go in there, and I'm like, I don't even know what they're talking
Yeah, like
about.
this is past month. We've been gone in the last 2.5 weeks. We were gone more than half of it. We were
Yeah.
literally
If
not
you guys
here.
want, message me. I've got my own, and I can help you guys out.
Well, we need
Yeah, we're gonna
mods. I
get some
put a
mods.
call out for mods, but then I never had time to even look at.
Yeah, we're
people
so
apply.
busy. Like
Yeah.
I'm not joking. We work all the time.
Yeah, it's.
No,
I mean,
seriously. I have no life.
I could be
So if you want a
Yeah.
mod, you can make me a mod. I'm in your Discord.
Yeah,
Okay.
Tara's a mod like all of our servers, basically, because
Pretty much.
she's great. Yeah, she's great, and I'm lazy.
Well, I guess
We're
I could
busy.
be persuaded.
And
to do
modding
it,
is
but I should
hell.
warn you, I have a very strong arm that you will not be able to bend easily.
yeah, I mean,
Oh
see,
yeah, if you want to start mod, yeah, Optimus is pretty good there.
That's cool. Yeah, we just we want to keep order. We don't want to get crazy with the rules. We told people we don't want to get crazy with the rules, but there's some stuff we don't want people posting over there just because it comes back on us. And I'm like, no,
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
you
it
don't
seems
want
like-
that to be a complete bedlam.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's what happens when we're not there. So.
yeah, or like 3
We're
o'clock,
always- we're
3
always
o'clock in the
gone.
morning. I wake up and I look. And I'm like, what the hell happened last night? What is this?
Yeah.
Who are these people? What are they talking about? I have no idea.
Got a whole
I,
bunch
uh,
of kids running around in there, just setting things on fire, putting Pakistan flags all over. We took your Discord. No,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah. I have rules in my Discord. They're really simple. No skin, no scat, no gore, and that's it.
Yeah,
It's really
pretty
simple. Yeah,
It's pretty simple.
Yeah, no violence, no bodily stuff. And I tell people all the time, you know what? I'm not going to bombard you with what I like. I really don't want to see what you get off on. It's a mutual thing.
Yeah.
You gotta start every sentence with Hadouken.
All right. But yeah, we appreciate the invite, definitely, and we'll talk, Tara, after this.
All right.
All right. We'll
Have
see
a
you
great
guys
night,
later.
guys.
Thanks. You too.
Thank you.
Good one.
Bye.
Good night, guys.
Bye.
Have a great night, guys.
Bye.
They're cool people.
Yeah, no, I like
Oh
them.
yeah, oh nice.
How long were you holding that one in, Tara?
The entire time?
I'm very proud of you. You did very good. That was
Yeah.
a very good interview. You know, you
Well
didn't
done, well
anger too much. Yeah.
She was like, "Hold on, let me pull cards out of my head."
Yeah. Because usually when I go to do an interview like I did with Monkey, like I did with Scribe, I already had questions in my head ready. Tonight, it wasn't supposed to be interview, like I'm trying to arrange with them at a later time.
Mm-hmm.
So it was just supposed to be, come hang out, chill, talk about comic books. And it was just when you were like, start asking them questions, it's like, oh. So
I guess you kind of got lucky when I came in, and when I did.
Yeah, your timing was perfect.
Absolutely.
I was just like, all right, questions. Here we go. Let's do this.
Tales from time going off in a different window. So I'm on eHarmony because fuck me, I'm lonely. I go into this one, some woman with a child, and I go into there, and it's like, what I'm passionate about: advocating for the rights of individuals with intellectual disabilities, racial justice, empowering women, and ending rape culture. I'm like, oh, nope.
So did you send her a message that said "Make America Great Again"?
Yeah, I don't feel like getting kicked off the site.
I think you might be needing this more than I did. So I got another one over there.
Oh God, do you take out an own a hole or something?
Well,
I didn't see what you had in your hand. Okay.
Bingo.
I thought you had an own a hole or something. I'm like, no.
No, I'm not one of those goddamn furry sodomites that run around all the time. I tend to get rid of them.
And now a word from our sponsors. For those times where you just want to have sex but single player style, now you can have one of those thumb rack coverings. Tenga eggs for those people who just want to fuck themselves. Tenga eggs. Go fuck yourself.
That was seamless. I like that.
The old Tenga.
That was well done.
I actually saw a pair of those once for sale, or not even for sale. Whatchamacallit had them because fucking cam girl.
Good lord.
My ex was an interesting person. But there was
usually all exes are after they leave you.
In their apartment, there was just these things in there, and I'm like, what is this?
Hey, Rich, what's happening?
No.
How you doing, kid?
What's poppin'?
Not much.
Rich.
How you been, man? Yeah, we're just missing now Valis. I think we'd have like a full boat, Valis and 6, and we'd have everyone here.
Bobby's supposed to be here within the next couple minutes. I told him between 9 and 10, and he probably thought I meant 10.
Gotcha.
So
That's
he should
all
be
good.
here in about... the hell time? Yeah. I'm going to say about like 15-20 minutes. And if he doesn't show up, I guess the missus had a little something for him to do.
Rich, you
Yeah,
missed
always
it. I
right.
had Neon and Geeky Sparkles on from Clownfish TV.
Ah, shit. Guess I was late.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
were,
Missed
man.
it.
Literally, you missed it by a few minutes. You hopped in, and they hopped out, and you hopped in.
I was literally going to be like, hey, this is Rich. He's a young artist. You should check out his work,
Yeah, definitely. You
Well,
should
this
actually put them
opportunity's
on to
been
Rich.
missed.
I'll talk to him on Twitter.
Yeah, because, this kid's got talent out the wazoo.
Isn't it?
And Rich, you got to do something with this talent, man. Seriously, you better do something, kid. I'm telling you right now. I find out in a few years you're working at a used car lot or something. I don't care. I don't care. I might be 50 by then. I'll take my walker and I'll come down there. I'll chase you with my walker. Seriously, you better be an artist, kid. You got talent. Seriously, I want to be able to pick up a comic book and be like, oh shit, that's Rich's art. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Seriously.
Oh yeah, man.
Do something with it.
Yeah, to try and get one of these up off the shelf, man. I mean, if you want, we'll give you a hand.
Yeah. Anything to get you to do something with that. You got actual talent, kid. I don't want to see you squander it.
I mean, I know most of the stuff I do is like flags and all that crap, but I mean, I got a Wacom tablet.
Well, same thing with you, Burns. That's one of the reasons I've been riding your ass lately. You knuckle down. You're talented too. And same thing with time. Time, you too, man. You got to concentrate on your stuff. You guys are all talented as fuck, and I understand you got to put food on the table and all that stuff too. But then when I look and I see all you guys playing video games for 9 hours on end, I'm like, what the fuck? Seriously, what?
Remember, you have to consistently masturbate too.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Yeah, I
You gotta have that post-fat clarity in order to do anything. Okay. Once you're frustrated, your mind is going to be clouded. You got to have that post-fat clarity.
Yeah.
And Burnside, and I'm doing this because we're on air and it'll put a little pressure on you. My roommate just said that she's willing to reach out to her contact, but she needs you to tell her that you do want her to reach out for you to work at Disney again.
All right, I'll keep that in mind.
But I did tell her you were also supposed to finally get this promotion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, all that shit should be going through. Well, appreciate the help as always.
She's just worried you're gonna back out if she reaches out to her friend, and you're gonna be like, no. And then they're not gonna talk to her because the last person that she referred backed out.
I get you. Well, I'll keep that on the back burner. It's always good to have in hand because, like I was saying before, yeah, I had fun doing the work internship. If there was a time where I could just, go on a little vacay for like 8 or 9 months, hell yeah, I'd like to go back to the work internship. That was fun as fuck. Aside from having to clean up turds from kids that were about, only about yay high, running around speaking some weird language I'd never heard before and just crapping all over the place. That was the only part that was really hard. That, the flying roaches, people that didn't know what gators were and why you should not fornicate with them, and actually the snakes weren't too bad. It was more so people being afraid of snakes. Or the couple of guys from Australia who's like, hey mate, I know you guys got different rules here in Walt Disney World, but can I eat that? If I goes and gets me a fork, I might go and get that snake you got over there mate, in the bushes. Can I eat that here? Or is that an endangered species? And I'd just be like, let me get my manager and a translator. It's trans in the sky.
We're just asking, is it okay to pick up the snakes?
Oh no, he wanted to eat the snake. Like we had a couple people that would go fishing in the lake, and we had to have a sign that was like twice my height long in all these different languages that said catch and release only. And on occasion, while I'd be taking the trash out when I was doing some of the other stuff, I'd have to reinstate it a couple times. But normally it wasn't too bad. They just go, I put back in lake. I go, yeah. You don't eat it. Just go over there and get food. I go, okay, thank you. And then when the gators would come, they go, what is that? What is that over there? I go, oh shit.
Go pet
it. Yeah. Oh,
go scratch it under his chin. It likes that.
Oh man, it was nuts. It's shit. There was this one time
you could get it to where you're driving a bus.
Oh god, they have such tight schedules. I don't know if I'd want to do that. That'd be. They were on it with the fucking employee buses, man. Like they literally systematically had those fuckers going. Like they had like A through G, and then they had F and H on occasion. If I remember, is either F and H or K and H.
Suggested ticket booth.
Nah, ticket booth, man. That's you get locked in there for a long
pays more than
time.
Working at the park.
I know. You know, the regular park jobs ain't too bad, you know. I mean, shoot, that's why a lot of people were trying to be just the regular characters that were running around in the suits and stuff. You know, because those are pretty decent paying jobs in that. And the next one was there were people like literally almost fist fighting to be all the general staff that worked in any of the fucking Star Wars things that they had. Any of them. Like when they had the fucking ride that they just redid recently for blowing up the Death Star and all that they redid for Hoth and a couple other things, I think, last I checked. You know, there's literally people like practically having fistfights, arm wrestling tournaments, and at one point I heard of 2 dudes actually trying to have a plastic lightsaber duel over a fucking position. Because they want to do everything, the guys that were greeting, to maintaining the line, to maintaining character, like they had the whole 9 yards there, man. You know? I heard that during the summer when they were actually doing like the Jedi and Sith Lord training stuff, they actually had people who were trying to make extra money and put in extra hours just being a stormtrooper. You know, just
that.
walking around.
Why don't I just get the number for someone at SeaWorld when Pat and I go?
You know, instead of working as like a janitor down there or working in the ticket booth, why don't you work? You know, I dress as you got the beard for it. Just get a fucking Jedi robe and start walking around as like one of those Jedis that they got there.
Oh yeah, I'd love to do that. I mean, that's why so many people were trying to get those positions when they either had the summer stuff where they actually had like
he would have to get the Just for Men facial hair gel to be Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Oh, that's the point he's getting at. You know, it'd be easy enough to do. I mean, if you were going to be one of the Padawans, or you were just going to be one of the people for the Hoth ride, that just, you know, go into the jumpsuits with the plastic shitty beaten up lightsabers and that, dude, that was one of the funnest jobs there was there.
One
the
of
only
my
thing is you had
favorite things
ready.
I see on Facebook is a video where it's supposed to be Mace Windu trying to get a young girl from the audience to join the Force on the Jedi side, and she literally walks up to Darth Vader and kneels before
and bows. no, she kneels.
Yeah, she kneeled before him.
Nice.
and Darth Vader turns to the crowd and puts his arms out like, "Yep, Sith have the power."
Did she get a cookie?
You see, that's the thing I always loved about Star Wars days. So it's just they do all that cool shit all the time. Oh, never got it in there though, because there was like by the time I started up and got the hang of just running Pop Century and doing all the stuff there was already like tons of people like just jumping on top of each other for that job. Like I knew one girl briefly who the funny thing was she was bitching because the funny thing is if you're like here with the whole getup I have in that, just for something like this, if you had this as a staff member at Walt Disney World, they would fire you unless you needed it for a particular role. So, like, as example for something like this, just regular handgun and that, unless you were working on the Indiana Jones film sets that they had for the theatrics and stuff that they did, you would not be able to check out or get your hands on one of these. And if you had anything akin to it, boom, you were terminated. And most of the time, they're crappy and beat the hell up. So for the Star Wars ride, what they do is they'd either assign you a plastic lightsaber about yay big that was basically just like the ones you'd get in Walmart, except horribly beaten the hell up. And basically, you were only allowed to have that thing when you went to work. You'd either have to exchange that in daily when you did your costuming and all that stuff. Or if you got a manager that was pretty cool with you, they'd go, all right, take it home, but I don't want to see it until you're back at work. You know, if you're running around playing around with that damn thing, you know, you're going to get pointed for that. You know, they were really oddly strict.
I'm just curious, am I allowed to duel with people? Because I'll move down there tomorrow.
If you were... Now, here's the one cool thing. Now, if you were either in the actual theme parks or you were in, like, any of, like, the hotels and that, like where I was at with Pop Century, to a degree, you actually could, because they did actually sell costumes for the kids. So, like... I almost actually wound up in a situation where I had to do that with this one kid because this little Padawan was running around like he's running around with the little lightsaber and stuff. He's like poking at me and stuff, and I was going to initially like grab my picker and like start dueling with him, but I didn't reach it in time. He's just like poke, 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 like, oh, you got me, and I surrender. And then like her kid's mom was like, oh, I'm so sorry. And I'm like, oh, don't worry, it's all cool. It's part of the job. It's good, you know. You know, I was like, can I duel him real quick? She's like, oh no. She's like scolding the poor kid. And he's like, oh, but Mom, I want to play Star Wars. So like literally, even if you're not like a Star Wars cast member or character, and something like that happens, yeah, you have to be in character the entire time you're on the set. Like literally, until the moment you get on that bus or you get in your car and you're like leaving from work, you know, you are a literal living Disney character.
Yeah, everyone
I
is considered a cast member, including the custodial staff.
I just want to run around with a robe and a fucking sword. Seriously, that's all I want, and collect a paycheck for it.
If you were able to get into the Star Wars days that they do for the summer, you'd totally be able to do that. That was the one thing like a lot of people were scamping for.
That to me sounds like the second coolest job on Earth, definitely.
Oh, it was fucking cool, man.
We all know what the first coolest job on Earth is.
Does it involve frozen chickens?
The guy who takes the frozen chickens and shoots them through the engines at General Electric. That's the coolest guy. Yeah, he shoots frozen chickens out of a cannon at jet engines all day.
I think they also do that to the cockpit canopies.
Oh my god!
Make sure they're strong enough to withstand impact with a bird.
Yeah, but it's more fun to do it to the engines. You get to watch it shred.
Oh yeah, that is awesome.
I would be the asshole too. I'd probably get fired on my first day because I'd probably take like $5 worth of change and just throw it behind the engine just so when random people go behind it to pick up the change, they get hit with frozen chicken.
Oh man.
Seriously. Like I had an uncle that used to do weird shit like that. Like he thought it was funny. Like when he went to Yellowstone, they yelled at him because he used to take change and throw it over by like Old Faithful back before they had it like cordoned off so you couldn't go near it because he thought it was funny watching somebody go to try and get the change and then that thing starts going off.
Well, yeah,
That's
because
funny.
it's hot water coming out, it would scald them.
I know. Well, he thought he was a bit of an asshole. That was Uncle Jack.
Oh, it's someone related to you. No surprise there.
Yeah, basically. I told you, my family tree has Dutch elm disease.
Yeah,
That's
it doesn't
funny
branch
as
very much.
Oh, nice.
So let me ask you, panel, since everyone seems to be either sleeping or doing crosswords, what's going down?
I'm still fangirling.
Some guy wants me to join in his RP server now, so I'm having a conversation with him about why I don't want to join his RP server.
Oh, okay.
I'm sitting right here on stream. I'm saying that my daughter's right here watching like the Walking Dead thing.
Excuse
nice.
me. Do you blame me for still fangirling a bit? I mean, come on. If we somehow got the orange potato on here, you and Burnside would be having a heart attack.
Burnside would. I don't get.
Oh,
yeah.
by the way, you have to tell the deal if I'm to wear that fucking Make Florida Great Again shit at Moore. Tell him the deal right now on air so we have it completely recorded.
I actually don't remember what the deal was. That was so long ago.
Why? I can't remember.
Oh, I remember. I'm sure my brother remembers.
Remember what?
Stop lying.
See, he doesn't even remember.
No. See,
Good
if for
try,
whatever reason Scooby's bullshit happens to where the president walks up and I'm wearing that fucking Make Florida Great Again bullshit, you have to marry me.
All
Alright.
You all heard it here. He agreed.
All right. Burnside, you really gotta be careful. Remember what happened at the first mall with Diogenes when he was going on and on about insane
Yeah, he was
clown
bitching
posse?
about how he
warned
hates
him, and I warned him. I said, "Listen to me. The universe has a very fucked up sense of humor, and they like to use me as their conduit." And he gives me this look. I said, "If you keep saying you don't want to meet them, you're going to meet them, and I'm going to witness it because that's how the universe works." And
Yeah.
he scoffed at it. And Burnside, I'm not going to say. Can you tell them exactly what happened?
Okay, so here's what happens. So initially, they're sitting all the way in the back of the Juggalo March because Diogenes didn't want anything to do with it because he's all the pissing and whining and bitching and shit. And Scoop's trying to get him to like, chill out and that. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go scout ahead, and I get about 10 or so feet ahead, and the next thing you know, here comes fucking Violent J. He's like, oh hey, what's up, man? Goes over to Diogenes. He's all like tweaking and shit at him. He's like, oh yeah, good, cool to have you here, man. Good to see you. I'm gonna go catch up with the rest of the fam. Thanks for being here. He was just all cordial with him and shit. Scooby's just like, I fucking told you. And Dodger's and all that
Hey,
weird shit that he
Kara.
does and stuff.
What?
The lioness at Nakula Falls died.
What?
The who?
There was
There's
a lion.
Yeah, we have a lion over at the Nakula Falls. It died today.
Oh.
I'm
Oh,
sorry.
that sucks.
Nakalulu Falls is a waterfall that I want to push his mother from.
Nice.
Cool. Holmes Moriarty.
It's famous because some Native American committed suicide off the falls because she did not want to be married off to another tribe.
And she'd fallen in love with someone else. Think of it as Pocahontas
Twisted
before
romance.
Pocahontas.
So are we talking about the actual Pocahontas before the politician that says she's a Pocahontas? Or are we talking about real life Pocahontas?
We're talking
we
about
got-
real life.
Pocahontas would have been at Jamestown, not Gadsden.
I said real life, not real life Pocahontas.
Okay. Because we've got like 3 or 4 different Pocahontases, so it's kind of hard to keep track.
No, this isn't a Pocahontas. This is a Pocahontas. Only
I'm
It's one of
curious.
those Elizabeth Warren.
I was going to
Yeah.
say, I'm curious if is Elizabeth Warren. Does anyone know, has she licensed from Disney Colors of the Wind for her campaign?
That would be great.
That's really, if anyone is listening who has any talent for memes, if they could basically put together a Elizabeth Warren campaign ad, but make sure that they have that music in the background.
Yeah,
That
so
would
Disney
probably be
can
epic.
murder you.
You can
That
do
sounds
anything.
like a shitty meme I can make, and then have Disney get all pissy and take it down.
Well, the trick is you have to
Oh, yeah.
cite Disney as the source. You have to bibliify it. You have to make sure you got to actually put in the extra legwork. Put all site and source to Disney. You have to make sure that you credit it. You have to put credits in the thing, bibliify it. You gotta be a pain in the ass. More
But
likely
they
than
can
not,
still take it down because, well, it's their property.
yeah. The other thing you'd have to do is you can just contact Disney directly.
Most of the
Normally,
time they're gonna say no.
yeah.
Yeah, and for something that I'm going to spend 10 minutes on, I don't feel like going through that effort.
Yeah. Unless you did it and it went viral.
Yeah,
Because-
that's how my shitty memes go, but still.
Yeah. You know what? Fuck it. I'm saying though, I'm thinking about it now. You could probably whip something like that together. I mean, that would actually be really good. That maybe, something that was like using the old ad that they have with the Italian actor that was portraying a Native American, where he's the single tier with all the garbage and shit. Yeah, I know I'm old.
I know the one you're talking about. I'm
Yeah.
old too.
I know, we're all ancient. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the youngest ones we got was Rich, Kelt, and Burnside whenever he gets back. Oh, goodness. But we've had... Let me ask you guys something, though. Like, you guys saw now that the Mueller report dropped. They gave him as much redacted, non-redacted shit as they could, and basically the Democrats have been fucking us. I mean, we all know this, but, I mean, have you guys seen the shit that's been going on lately? Like, they're not backing off on this at all. They've been tripling down. Hard. I hate saying this. To me, it looks like we might actually see that friggin'... I told my mother, I said, I'm worried that we're going to start seeing a civil war after all. You know, I mean, the way that they've been reacting, like they're getting really violent. I don't know. Has anyone else, or is it just me? Am I the only one that's been watching this shit?
I don't pay attention to the news. You know that.
Yeah, nothing's really been going on here.
From what
None
I
of my
know,
friends in the city are getting their final time interrupted, like when there was the midterms during the whatchamacallit, the election.
Yeah.
Oh, don't worry. I'm sure that'll happen once it gets
Why
going.
they keep making the bad decisions?
Mm-hmm.
Of course they do. They're out of their damn minds, you know. They listen to the goddamn television. Like they literally live and desire the Orwellian fucking society.
You
That's the
must be
problem
watching
with
it.
people. Hell.
You must be watching the one where they make the horrible decisions.
Oh, you're talking about the show.
Oh yeah. I'm talking to my daughter right here.
You interjected at the right time. Seriously, you interjected at just the right time. That's why we thought you were like involved in the conversation.
Yeah, Pat don't care what you're talking about.
I'm in and out, but like I said, between listening to y'all and watching this Walking Dead thing right here, where it's like it is this the one of the game where you just what the decisions you make, like affect the gameplay and all that right now. And now she watching this one where they keep making all the shitty decisions and of course getting everybody killed.
Yeah.
That blows.
The whole gameplay.
Mm. I don't know. Some people just play off.
Well, I mean, from anything, if you ever watch enough of these horror movies, the first thing I've said to myself, okay, I'm going to avoid all yuppies and all college kids because those are the first fucking people that get killed.
Oh,
seriously.
All the time.
Common sense. Lucky for
Also,
luckily for
avoid
me.
having sex in abandoned campsites.
Yeah, I'll try.
Oh, yeah.
I'll really try to curb that urge.
We're inside here,
that's
not
another
having
thing.
sex in the woods.
No.
Yeah.
As far as anything like that, there's two things I'm going to be bringing. There's going to be this, and then here, let me get it real quick.
Yeah, it's like I'm saying, it's like people who have sex in horror movies, they die right there. The idiots who always go and hide in the worst place possible. Like, really, like you gotta hide in the closet.
Yeah.
And then like everybody's always wondering like when it comes to the killer chasing after the woman and stuff like that, why he's always walking and yet she's sitting up here running like how she is, because eventually he knows she's gonna goddamn trip up and break her goddamn ankle.
Well, yeah, I mean the killer normally always knows the surrounding. That's why Jason's always walking on the time.
Mm-hmm.
But hell, the one thing that prevents that, this.
Yeah.
Firearms.
That didn't even work on Jason. Have you ever
I'm
watched
like, what the
Jason
hell is
Goes
that gonna
to
do
Hell?
to Jason?
That did not work on Jason. That did not work on Michael Myers.
Do you know why?
Yeah.
They
They're
didn't think to
zombies.
blow off their legs. You blow off their legs, and then they'll have to take some time to regenerate.
No. Jason got blown to fucking smithereens. All that
And
was
he's talking
essentially
about
left
just
was
he's talking about
Jason-
Jason head start.
stuff and his
Jason
heart.
X doesn't count because
I'm
that's
not
not
talking
canon.
Jason X.
No,
I'm
that's
talking
Jason Goes to Hell.
Jason Goes to Hell.
Jason Voorhees isn't real.
No, well, we're talking about a what if scenario. It's a thought experiment. I got you. He's talking about taking out Jason's legs so that you can get the fuck away from him. I got you. That makes sense.
Yeah.
I blow away his freaking knees. I just shoot his knees. Just take his knees completely out, because why worry about the rest of his legs? And you shoot him in the head too. That way he has to waste more energy on two different spots. Seriously, shoot his eyes, because the eyes are difficult to regenerate. You want to make sure you bury a lot of shit into his eyes, like
Oh yeah, well that's why you got
Obviously,
this.
neither
So
one
you
of
can
you
get him
has
in the
watched
eyes.
Jason Takes Manhattan.
Yeah, cause like I said, he got stabbed in the eye.
It's Manhattan. They don't have guns in Manhattan. They're communists. You'll be
We
lucky
had
if they have
guns back then.
Yeah, there were
Nah,
guns.
they
realize him with his
Trust me,
phobia.
in the movie, they show people walking around with fucking guns.
Yeah, we were armed to the fucking teeth like Texas back then.
Oh.
Seriously, my childhood, I remember very well. Everyone was armed. I was very, very, very aware of it. My father, may he rest in peace, he used to carry a 1917 double action that he had loaded with wad cutters,
Nice.
chambered in 45 ACP. That was like shooting fucking film canisters at somebody.
But I'm telling you, baby, in Jason Takes Manhattan, I think it was a stripper, took off her fucking spiked high heel and shoved it in Jason's eye, and he kept going.
Well, yeah, because she only hit one eye and it's a high heel. We're not talking about high caliber handguns.
He only has one eye. If you've ever seen him without the mask, he only has one eye because the other eyelid's sealed over the other eye.
And again, we're talking about just shooting him to get away from him. We're not talking about trying to kill him. Same thing with Michael Myers. It's just to buy time.
It's just to slow him down. Yeah, the only way you could theoretically stop Jason was like how they did in the non-canon intro of Jason X, where they cryogenically froze him. That's the only theoretical way you could stop him. As far as Michael Myers, probably the same thing. You know, either
Jesus
that
Christ,
or...
you guys are such big and fat nerds.
Yeah, I know shit, right? Yeah, or it's either freeze him, stick him
Honestly,
in concrete.
I'm not afraid of Michael Myers. I'm not afraid of Jason. Even as a kid. As a kid, you want to know who the fuck scared me? Freddy.
Yeah, somebody
Freddy came in your dreams.
Yeah.
All you got to do to beat Freddy is you just have to lucid dream and realize, oh yeah, I'm in a dream, and then you can just royally fuck him up.
No. He's a dream demon, baby.
Yeah, why do you think they had
he
dream
can alter your
warriors?
dream. There was one person. There's one of the movies. I do believe it's Dreamwalkers.
Dream Warriors.
Dream
That's
Warriors.
the third one, Dream Warriors.
Yeah, the best one of the franchise.
In my opinion, it's the second one because the actual second one fucking sucks. The chick lucid dreams and still ends up getting killed.
Well, yeah, she wound up
And
getting
she
killed.
controlled the dream, but what it was is all Freddy had to do was suggest something, and her subconscious mind took over.
Well, that's the thing. If you go and give into your fear while you're lucid dreaming and you're fighting Freddy, then you've already lost. What you have to do is you have to stay conscious of how you can manipulate the dream against him and how he's going to manipulate the dream against you.
Okay, tell me next time that you manipulate your dream to where we're fucking, and then I'll believe you.
That already happened. You missed your turn.
You know what movies I always thought of as horror movies when I was a kid, and you guys probably wouldn't think of it as a horror movie? Escape from New York.
That was actually a really cool movie.
Escape from New York and Escape from LA.
To me, as a child, Escape from New York was a horror movie. They were going to fucking put a fence, a wall, and wall us in. That scared the shit out of me. Seriously, you got to realize, when I was a little boy, that was still the future, Escape from New York.
Yeah, it was the year 2000,
I believe it.
I think.
No, it was 1991. 91, it was supposed to be. And I remember watching that, like, when I was a kid, like, 86, 87, like, you know, like this, looking at the TV, all horrified, like, turning to my brother, like, are they really going to build that wall and wall us in? He's like, yeah. It's like they're going to seal you away. It's like, you're never going to get to see California. You're never going to get to see Texas. He's like, the Mississippi River, you're never going to get to see that. You're never going to get to see the Rio Grande, the Rocky Mountains. You're not going to see any of it. He's like, you know what you're going to see? He's like, you're going to go see Aunt Dominica's house up over in Queens. That's what you're going to get to see. He's like, that's it.
Well,
That's
your
as far
brother's
as
a dick anyway.
Oh, yeah, he was a dick. He used to call me, like, into the room. He's like, yo, you got to see this. I'm like, what? And I come into the room, like, running in. And he's like, this is your account, right, on Legend of Zelda? I go, yeah. He's like, yeah, goodbye. And he deleted all my shit. He thought it was funny.
Oh, what a dick.
My dad did that one time, and I beat the shit out of him. He thought it was funny. My mom was like, you don't understand. She spent months getting there.
No.
Yo, Pat, you remember Metroid? You remember how you would have to write down the code?
Oh,
letters
God.
and numbers?
Mm-hmm.
My brother would take a pencil and he'd change the numbers and letters around.
Oh, what a
God
bastard.
damn, just...
That sucks, man. I hate that shit. I had that for a real good Game Boy game. And I can never remember the goddamn code, so I just had to keep starting over each time I fucking played it. I hated that shit. That was annoying.
Yeah, those were some long codes, boy.
Well, you know, this is my older brother. What it was during the '80s, he was a Marine in recon under Reagan, and he saw a lot of hush shit. And he would fuck with me when he came home when he was on downtime. And this is how he bonded with me. He would, he'd bust my balls. And Like I remember when I was in, I think I was in high school, and I thought I had developed a bladder problem because all of a sudden I'm like, what the fuck? I started pissing in the bed, and then one day I woke up and I caught him putting both of my hands in warm water.
What a
While I was
bastard.
asleep. Yeah. While I was asleep, he was putting my hands in warm water to make my bladder kick in. That boot camp shit.
Oh, what a dick.
Yeah. Oh, he did the other shit too. I woke up a few times with shaving cream all over my face because he put it in my hand and he was sitting there with a feather tickling my nose.
What an asshole.
Yeah. You know the big industrial rubber bands that you can get at like Home Depot and shit?
Uh-huh.
Do you know how often I got out of bed and I fall on my ass because he tied my ankles together with those rubber bands?
Ah, damn.
Yeah. Did all sorts of shit.
And this is why I never want to meet your brother, because I'd just slap him for no reason.
You would never be able to get your hand near him. He's a hand-to-hand guy. That's part of the reason I'm good with my hands was from him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He's really good with his hands. He's the one I think I told you when my sideburns were really long when I was a teenager. I had a butterfly knife on me, a balisong. And he goes like this. He's like, let me see that thing. I go, okay, sure. So I give it to him and he goes like this. He opens it, slashes up, and closes it. And opens it, slashes up, and closes it. And I go, what the fuck did you just do? He's like, check your shoulders. And I go like this. There was hair on my shoulders.
Damn.
He cut my sideburns off. Yeah. Guy was good. Seriously. If it wasn't for the fact that the old bastard's pushing 60 now because he's older than me and I'm 40 now, I mean, maybe now I'd tangle with him. I nearly killed him when I was 18, but that's because I got lucky. No? But, nah. I wouldn't want to fucking dance with him.
Hey, here's a joke for someone who dials wrong number.
No. Okay, that's fine.
When you get a call from an unknown number, answer by whispering, "It's done, but there's blood everywhere."
I usually just start speaking in Polish.
No, I'm going to go back to answering the phone saying, Beanie's abortion clinic, you suck 'em, we fuck 'em.
Wow.
There's also a Beanie's abortion clinic, you rape 'em, we scrape 'em.
Wow.
There's a Crow's Morgue, you, what was it? Crow's Morgue, you stab 'em, we slab 'em.
Good God.
Here's one for that abortion clinic. You make it, we take it.
I know a few guys around here who have some really horrible shit they would say when they would answer their phone because it was their own business and they knew they were dealing with like certain types of customers. Like, depending on the business you're in, and if you got caller ID, you're gonna fuck with people you know that are in the business. Like, I won't even say like, yeah, because I don't want to get the stream like shut down, so I'm not gonna say.
Hey guys, I gotta go.
We're already gonna get shut down. I mean, come on.
Yeah, I gotta
pulled out so
calm
many
myself down right now. I'm a little bit tipsy.
Oh, somebody's drinking.
Wait, not the word I want. No, I'm a little bit upset right now.
Oh, all right.
Well,
All right,
you know
see
what
you
you
guys
do,
later.
kid?
Huh?
Look. Do yourself a favor. If you got a dog, walk the dog. Take like an older brother or an older sister, walk the dog. You know what I'm saying? Get some air.
Okay.
All right? Yeah. Rich, feel better, kid.
See you guys later.
Yep.
We'll see you
See
soon,
you,
man. Thanks for stopping by, Rich.
Yeah.
Always a
good.
pleasure.
I'm
Same
pretty
here,
sure
likewise,
we're
kid.
like demonetized and all that good shit. Because I mean, shit, I've got enough fucking props here that are realistic as hell. For fucking backline.
Obviously, you've never seen Iraqi War Veteran 8888.
No, but oh boy, would I like to go and work with some of the stuff he's got, because I mean, it would sure be better than this, but I mean, hey, I mean, this is the shit they use in Hollywood, or at least this one is.
That's so cool.
Oh, yeah. The old man found this on the net somehow, I mean, shit. Found some type of studio or something, brother went, alright, I'll bargain with you for that one, and then bam, you got this in a big-ass box. Shit.
That's what I said. If there's ever a zombie apocalypse, don't trust people.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
He's talking to his daughter again with the TV. No, but that is, I've always said, like, somebody was showing me once, they're talking to me about all that prepping
I
shit.
gotta start muting myself. Shit.
It's all good. No, but somebody was talking to me about all their prepping shit. And they're like, yeah, I got all this ready, I got all that ready, I got this and I got that. They're like, yeah, you a prepper? I'm like, not exactly. They're like, well, you got to prep, you got to get all your shit together, you got to have it all ready. What are you going to do when something happens? I go, well, I got the 2 supplies I'm going to need. They go, what's that? I go, a 45 and a map to your house.
Yeah.
No, seriously. I mean, like, a lot of people, you say that to a lot of these guys who are preppers, if they got any sense of humor, they're going to laugh at that because you know as well as I do, if they really are preppers, they're prepared for that.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's the first thing you got to prepare for if you're going to be like hardcore prepper and shit like that.
Yeah.
That's why most of the guys that are legit into it, they wind up being in all these different documentary series that circle around and shit. The SPLC is like combing over because they got nothing better to do. They're out in the fucking woods on like some random property that they just happen to inherit or buy or whatever. And they've got like this crazy shit that looks like something out of fucking World War II or out of a legit decent Quentin Tarantino film. You're just like, ooh, wow, what's all this stuff here? And it's like, I got some stuff I made. Most of them are like your brother. They're fucking either recon Air Force Rangers, SEALs, all sorts of shit like that, or all sorts of fucking random Marines and shit.
Yeah.
These guys that have a whole bunch of training, so they're familiar with all that stuff. They're not just a bunch of randos running around, being a bunch of trendies, buying shit left and right. Like, ooh, this looks fancy. Why don't I buy this? Ooh, this is called a utility straw. Why don't I buy that? Or whatever crap they make up nowadays.
Well, one of the things, like, depending on where you are, like, it all depends on what happens. You know what I'm saying? Like, depending on, like, let's say, okay, shit goes south. Depending on how it goes south, like, I mean, I might not be able to leave New York. It's one of those things that, I might wind up getting trapped here. It's just, it is how it is. So one of the things I have to think about is the logistics here is, okay, what should I look to get my hands on? One of the things you'd look to get your hands on here in New York is like a Glock or a Tech 9 or a Mac 10 because you're going to find thousands of them hidden in the boroughs in different areas.
Oh, yeah.
And you're going to find ammo and you're going to find parts. AR-15s, yeah, you're going to find tons of them. AK-47s, yeah, you're going to find tons of them. Uzis, you're going to find tons of them. They're going to be all over the place. But a lot of people don't think that there are any guns here. And I'm like, how the fuck do you think people get shot? Yeah, seriously. How do we kill each other here? Harsh language? No. We use weaponry.
It's black market.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh,
it's the
all
same
black
thing in
market.
Chi-Town, Like, shit, if I was to realistically in Chi-Town get a real functional one of these, man, dude, I'm surrounded by fucking ghettos. I just have to fucking go to one, know the right guy, drop a couple $100, and then bam, here's your Ivanhoff, Mr. Ivan. Oh, thank you very much. I take this and go. Simple as that.
Yeah. And
Hell,
like
that's why
around
we got
here,
shootings.
I'm probably the only person I know in my neighborhood who doesn't have a firearm. And like everyone is armed here. And I mean, pretty sure that they're all legal. I haven't seen, this is the thing, I haven't seen anyone produce a pistol in a while, but this is the thing. Illegal pistols are so taboo here. Like, they throw a book at you if you got an illegal pistol. So most people are not going to go for the fucking thing. It's not like it was in the 90s where people were walking around when I was a kid with the pistol sticking right out of their waistband. All my friends thought it was cool. You'd see they'd have these, pants, and they'd have the belt with the nice looking belt buckle, and right on top of the belt buckle, you'd see the pistol like this. And they were all assholes. They'd be out in the woods, drinking 40s, turning the thing sideways like this, holding the pistol like idiots. Yeah. And that was back then. And the laws got draconian so fast here. Like, you got to realize when I was a teenager, that's when the new laws first kicked in. We didn't mind the new laws because everyone was making money. We would go, everyone, all right, me personally, I never got involved in the gun trade. It was just something that I never went near the shit. I figured, I'm like, nah, it's too hot.
Yeah.
But a lot of my friends got involved in guns, and they would, bust in and out of state. They'd go to like different states and shit, and they'd pick this up and that up and flip this and flip that. Now, people are probably listening to this and be like, Scoob, you shouldn't be talking about this. They're going to get picked up and busted. Yeah, Burnside already knows this, so does Tara. Most of my friends are already doing like anywhere from 10 to 15 to 20 years.
Yeah, and the other thing is it's so damn common practice that you couldn't even pin it down anymore. Like,
yeah.
Like, literally, handgun laws are so insane in Chicago. If I had a one of these that wasn't the prop, and it was like the real deal, and it was, off the black market or whatever, they'd incarcerate you so fast it wouldn't even be funny. Because literally in Chi-Town, not only can you not purchase any firearm within city limits, despite the fact that they don't have any, unless you're in the incorporated areas and shit like that, they don't have any jurisdiction outside of what would be considered a Cook County or the city limits. They still make laws and bullshit like that and try and enforce them to where if you're within a 30, 40-mile radius outside of the city limits of Chicago, you still cannot buy a firearm, let alone fucking ammunition. You gotta go, and even in Indiana, like I guys tell you about all the time with Hegwish and that, where you just go right over the railroad tracks and that, and then bam, you're in fucking Hammond. Even in Indiana, they're privy to that, and if they see that you have an Illinois license or a Chicago license ID, anything like that, or they go, do your check and they go, oh yeah, this guy lives in Chicago, they won't sell you shit, because earlier in the years, people would just go over to Indiana to buy their stuff because they had lax gun laws, and they just legally buy them for because they're fucking inexpensive. Shit, even nowadays you go over to like a fucking Walmart or something, just like in Evil Dead, and just drop $100 to $300 and get regular Remington or some shit, and they just take all that in mass, and next boom, 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 they give it to all their homeboys and shit, and they go and shoot each other and all that crap.
I think I'm gonna call tonight.
Falling out on us?
Yeah.
All right.
Well, shit,
man. Yo, you gonna be around tomorrow the whole time?
Cleaning the house and probably getting ready for Sunday.
All right, not like the last time where, for whatever reason, I think my wife dragged me to fuck off when I was supposed to meet up with you. If you're gonna have any spare time tomorrow in between, if you're gonna be around, I want to actually, rap with you about a few things. If you got any extra, maybe 20 minutes or whatever tomorrow.
Yeah, sure. I should have time.
All right, cool. Hit me up when you get a minute, bro.
Yep. All right.
Awesome.
I'll see you guys around.
Yeah.
See you around, man.
Good night.
It's good to see him. It's good that he's not working himself to death.
Yeah, I know. Like somebody I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, seriously, you gotta. I'm not gonna tell you gotta cut down working so much. I hope it works out for you, especially now with the new car. I mean, you're gonna be driving a lot further back and forth. I mean, what was it? You got like a Cadillac Escalade, right?
Yeah. I got one of them decent. I mean, it's one of those where it's normally a boxy looking thing, but it's actually rounded, so it's actually nice. But it's a big son of a bitch, yeah. Because I mean, just like the common joke is, is it a Pontiac or is it a Cadillac, or is it the man thinking that the Cadillac's a Pontiac? If you get where I'm going with this. Nudge, nudge, Pat, get it? Yeah. But anyways, yeah.
He's watching the movie or the TV show.
Yeah. But yeah, it's a Cadillac. It's not boxy either. It's a fucking hell the goddamn model. It's not like a Lincoln or any crazy shit like that. Because I wasn't gonna go with one of those things. Because that would get fucking stolen overnight. They go, ooh, that motherfucker's a Lincoln Continental. That's something super galactic or some shit. And next thing you know, either fucking neighbors would be shooting at you, say, my fucking car, bang, 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 in the fucking middle of the night. Or I'd go wake up the next morning and I go, oh, it's up on bricks. Nice. I hope they didn't take the engine too.
That's wow. It's funny. Like, yeah, I mean, shit gets stolen by me, but not to that extreme. I don't like a Lincoln Continental. I mean, they'll steal something nice, but wow. I mean, yeah, I guess beggars can't be choosers.
Well, for a while,
That's crazy.
it was this funny thing because when I was with my mom when I was younger, we actually had these guys that were across the street from us, some Hispanic family that lived there. I mean, there's a different family that lives there now, but you know, the funny thing is like we were sticking up for them because our neighbors were talking such bad shit about them. Ooh, they do this and do they do that, and da da da. And I'm like, you're just regular Mexicans on the fucking block like all the other people. Because they're saying, oh, they drug deal, they do this, they do that, and stuff. And then one day we decided, all right, we'll go talk to our neighbor who used to be in the CPD and that about this, because we figured, all right, well, what's the deal with all this stuff? We had 5, 6, 7 people on the block telling us all this. So we went up to him and we're like, okay, so you used to be in the CPD, all right. People are talking about all this and that and the other, and it's like, oh yeah, they got arrested a couple times before. One used to be in this gang, this and that, used to be drug dealing that. The other one allegedly, because we haven't caught him yet, is actually boosting vehicles and stuff. There was actually a gang-related conspiracy to where they were supposed to be part of a ring of people that were like stealing Hondas and other vehicles so that they could either boost them, sell them, or they could go and get parts because there used to actually be a couple people that used to do races. Because there was a time where they actually closed down the Torrance Bridge, and people were drag racing over there right by the docks. And basically, long story short, there was a couple other people that they knew were in like the same gang or whatever, but tell us because Chicago police investigation and all that stuff. So like, all right, man, whatever. And that we just thought nothing. I was like, oh, okay, regular guys, little riders, they work at at the grocery store or this or that, because I'd seen them before and that, and I was like, oh, all right, yeah, across the street from me, yeah, you're all right guy in that. And then the next thing they just middle of the night, boom, they move out, and I'm just like, I just go ask my neighbor, used to be like, oh, what happened? I was like, well, we caught one of them. Can't really tell you too much. And I was like, joy. So that was an interesting dinner conversation to say for Yeah, it was funny. We were literally sitting there over at my mom's, chili, chicken, all the whole 9 yards stuff. But invite him over and a couple other people and stuff. I was like, oh, where are the neighbors across the street at? And he's like, well, we wound up clipping one of them, and that. And we found about 3 of the other guys who were stealing catalytic converters. Because there's always guys stealing catalytic in this area. It's fucking crazy. Within the 10th ward, there's always a couple people that get caught per year just going on underneath people's cars with sawzalls and stuff, stealing catalytic converters. Yeah, this was about 5 years ago. Yeah, they caught the one guy because he was actually trying to boost someone's vehicle, and then the other guy wound up, I think, skipping bail or something or other in that. So they basically moved out of the area. Another family moved in the house, and just regular folks. And then it's fucking funny. I think one of the neighbors was like, "Are you related to the other guys?" And they're like, "Who?" No. We got the same name, but no, we come from this and that area. And so I was like, oh, sorry. And I was just like, you had to ask them. No?
Yeah. I think I told you, like, what my friends used to do. They'd grab a couple of Xanny bars, and they would break them up. Because the Xanax, they would usually come in like a bar, and it would come in a 4-segment. And they would take the thing, and they'd break it into the 4 segments, and then they would take a razor, and they would take minute steaks, and they'd make incisions in the minute steaks, and they'd slide the pieces of Xanax underneath my clothes, and they'd throw it up over the fence to the guard dogs. And then they'd go and they'd smoke a blunt, and they'd come back, and the dogs would all be asleep on the floor like this, and they'd hop the fence, and they'd step over them, and they'd go up to all the cars that in the junkyard, and they'd cut all the cats out of the junk cars. And they'd come out and they'd have the burlap sacks over their shoulders full of catalytic converters.
Nice.
Yeah, the livestock feed bags.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
They get those big ass bags. Those you don't get those down here. So they, I guess wherever the fuck they would get them from. I think one of my friends had an uncle who had. Yeah, that's right. He had a farm upstate. So his uncle would give him the livestock bags because he told him he was using them for something. He didn't tell him he was using them for this, but I digress. He was they were filling them up with as many catalytic converters as they could get, because you got to realize the yards that they got over here, they're not big like the yards you got down south, but we got big yards nonetheless. And so they go hit a yard and get all these catalytic converters. My boys, before they graduated, were pushing Cadillacs and Lincolns themselves, but brand new from like the dealership and shit, because they got a couple of $1,000 worth of platinum every couple of days.
Damn.
And sometimes even nightly, depending on how hungry they were. I don't know if I told you guys, like my one friend, he came up with this hustle and he never got caught. And this is how this guy, he actually made a lot of paper doing this. It was mad fucked up too, because he even robbed my father's boat. But he would go around to the boatyards and he robbed the boatyards. But what he did was he took a can of compressed air and he wore it on his back, a scuba tank. And he had it hooked up to an air gun, and he would just go and he'd take off all the satellite mounts and shit off of the boats with the air gun, like, you know, yeah, and he like,
wow,
you know, he'd take off the bolts and he'd take the thing down, and he'd take the satellites down, and he'd take down the sonar mounts and the fishing mounts, and that's how he made his money. Because he went back and he would sell, like, he'd steal the shit from the boatyard out east, and he'd sell it to the boatyard up over near Manhattan, and then he'd take the shit from over by the boatyard near Manhattan, and he'd sell it to the boatyard out near the Hamptons.
That's fucking funny.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of genius of a thief.
Yeah. I told you, like what some of my boys used to do for extra cash. This was some grime shit, straight grime. They used to go to, like, the rich neighborhoods, and they would steal the nativity sets from the churches, and they'd sell the nativity sets to the black churches. They would literally take them and they would repaint the nativity scene. If they wanted like a black nativity scene, fuck it. They'd paint the characters all black and sell it to them. They didn't give a fuck. They'd steal the crutch and everything. They'd show up with a flatbed and they'd throw it on there.
God, that's some insane heresy.
Yeah. Bro, do you know how if you come to New York and you go past funeral homes, you look, the lights are bolted down because they were stealing the lights, because those are the same lights you used to grow marijuana.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. That's insane. God. That reminds me of just driving through Harvey one time and just seeing blocks and blocks of these nice houses that just had all these iron grit fucking bars on them and shit.
Yeah.
Just started calling every house that they had locked down. You know, okay, they bought the Harvey bars. You know, because over in fucking ghettos and shit, you know, that's the only way you could literally keep people out of anything. You know, you'd get the fucking prison bars and you just, you know, bolt them to the exterior of the house windows and all that shit.
Yeah.
Because, you know, motherfuckers go and break into shit all the time.
Oh, we got them. Yeah, we got them. Are you kidding me? My house has been robbed. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You'd have to have.
Well, my aunt's house.
I got some of my friends, actually, they got in the bushes outside by their windows, they got bear traps.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now that's something I wish I could legally get my hands on.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
actually genius.
Like, one of the things, I think I told you, my one friend, he used to build stereo systems for cars, like that you would see in magazines and shit. And he had on his own personal stereo system, he had and he wrapped around it, he put on it he put razor wire, like you would see on like a fence. He wrapped his stereo equipment in razor wire, but he had painted it matte black so you couldn't see it at night. And he came out one day, and the hatch was broken on his Civic, and when he opened it, his stereo system was still there, and there was blood all over the place. Yeah. They cut their hands up something fierce trying to steal his shit because they didn't see the black razor wire because he had painted it matte black so you couldn't see it. It wouldn't shine. It wasn't reflective. It was dull.
Good thinking.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That's the one I think I told you. The guy, his nickname on the street was the Golden Rooster. Tara, you remember the movie Party Monster?
Never watched it.
I'm shocked. I figured that would be something up your alley. Party Monster with Seth Green and Macaulay Culkin. It takes place in the New York City party scene. There's actually a character in that movie.
Skeleton Culkin. Yeah, I stopped watching after Home Alone.
All right. Well, there's a character in this movie that's actually based on this guy I know. Like that's how famous he was in the New York City club scene. You know?
I remember you talking about this guy. Yeah.
Yeah, this is just an aside. I'm just saying this is just who happened to own this car that had that, you know, insane security system in it.
Right.
He had it where after that had happened, he grounded it out and he had hooked up the razor wires to the capacitor for his stereo system.
What?
So in other words, not only would they cut their hands apart, but they'd get thrown across the fucking yard at the same time.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You
Damn,
gotta
that's
have it,
insane.
bro. Every house in this neighborhood has cameras. Tons of cameras everywhere. Everyone has cameras. Everyone has bars on their windows, and everyone has guns in their house. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. Well, we don't play. You gotta realize, if you look where my neighborhood is, it's situated in between all these different ghettos, and there's all industrial parks everywhere. And my neighborhood itself has a very high crime rate, but it's all violent crimes. Muggings, assaults, batteries, rapes, stabbings, shootings, arson. Nothing white power. There's no embezzlement going on here. You can actually, if you want to see something cool, you could type in Lindenhurst, New York, 9th Street home invasion. A couple of meatheads I know about 10 years ago, they went into this house and they tied up this kid and were pistol whipping him for an entire weekend.
Damn.
Yeah. They wanted shit out of safe. Yeah. That's a neighborhood figure.
That's nuts.
Yeah, doing it on
It's
purpose.
how it is, man. I grew up like this. You know? I mean, bro, I was watching some of the rap videos when I was a kid that were filmed in Brooklyn and Queens, and I was like, holy shit, watching this shit earlier. Like, I remember when it was this bad. Like, if I showed you how bad it used to be back in the day, you would not believe it. Like, it's not like this anymore, but it's one of those things, like, you'd see it and you'd be like, holy shit, this is how bad it was there? Like, you think Chicago's bad? You got to see how New York was 20 years ago. Seriously.
I believe you. Shit, we had a really bad period. I mean, fuck, when the mayor decided, for whatever ungodly reason, he was gonna ban handguns. Dude, fucking murder shot through the roof for years on fucking end until the Supreme Court finally came in and said, look, you can't violate everyone's constitutional rights to that degree. And then they repealed the handgun ban. And then they decided, all right, now we're going to go with you can't buy anything in the city fucking law.
We, at the mall when I was a kid, you got to realize the 80s and the 90s were really bad here. The 70s, 80s, and 90s. Basically, there was like a good 30, 40 year period from like the late 60s to like the early 2000s when New York was a complete cesspool. When I was a kid, the Sunrise Mall in Massapequa, New York, which is over by where Jerry Seinfeld lives, that's the mall that we used to go to when I was a kid. And you would go there at your own risk because it was the most dangerous mall in America at that point. It was even more dangerous than the malls in D.C.
Damn.
There was a shooting. It averaged, I think, every 6 days at that mall.
Wow.
A random shooting. This was also the same mall like where the urban legend came from, where the guy was waiting under the people's cars to slash their Achilles tendons and rob them. It was the same asshole. It was actually in there. I think what had happened was he went to rob the wrong woman, and she actually stepped on his face and like blinded him, like started stomping on him, something like that. I'd have to look it up. I don't remember exactly. Like there was a lot of shit like that that used to go on back in the day.
I used to have the big book of urban legends, and that was in there.
Damn.
What, the guy under the cars? Yeah, now that used to happen out here by me when I was a kid. You know, people say like, "Oh, a friend of a friend." Now I remember this shit.
I believe it.
Oh wow,
now.
we're down to the 3 minute. We're down to the 3 minute warning. Anyone want to get some chilling on or what? Derek?
I'm tired. I don't care at this point. Go watch Clownfish TV. They're awesome. Tell them Kara sent you.
All right, Kel, you got anything to show?
Nope.
Burnside?
Maybe Clownfish TV.
All right. Burnside, you got anything?
Yeah. I know a lot of the guys have been asking them that since it has been busy, but after the Easter, both regular and Orthodox are done and over with, because where we are in Kyrgyzstan, that we do tend to celebrate both. So after both of the Easters are over with, we should be back to working on Chronicle 9. I did get a couple more things from the guys to use for it, and I greatly appreciate it. Lawrence, House, Tojo, thank you guys very much, and everyone else. Bobby did want me to tell you guys. I wasn't able to get a hold of him earlier, but the last time I did speak to him in regards to Chronicle 9 and all the other Chronicles further. Pretty much, we got open auditions. So in the off case you want to go and film anything silly,
That's like the
like
full second season.
like our buddy over in Poland, who's in the 1st Polish Brigade, Pakistan did. By all means, go right ahead. Just be like Iron Lord. Go, get yourself a couple of props together. Go ahead and just do a little silly skit. You're either reporting in front lines or this or that, or you're running around doing whatever. By all means, go ahead and film it. Send it to us. The email is burnside.film.project@gmail, and I'll go ahead and review it, and I'll go and as long as I don't need to do any like audio video correcting and stuff to it, I'll go send it to Bobby Rizzo, and as long as he rubber stamps it, yeah, put it in. Because so far we've just got Officer Somebody, as Iron Lord's going to be known as.
Awesome.
So by all
Very cool.
means.
I couldn't get past this part.
That sounds really cool. I'm really looking forward to seeing what these kids submit, and I can't wait. And yeah, the more you guys submit stuff, the more you're going to see him putting up content that's going to be featuring, shout outs and things of that nature. So yeah, get yourselves known as part of Burnside's Kyrgyzstan Army.
Hell yeah.
Seriously. And all right, cool. Yeah, definitely. I'm looking forward to seeing the next episode.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Oh, we're gonna get it done, come hell or high water. It's just
Good.
It's the holiday, so normally everyone either tends to run through the spice melange fields getting absolutely plastered, or just go shoot the normies with artillery fire.
There you go. No better way to celebrate Easter.
Hell yeah.
So, Optimus, you got anything to show?
Just Google Optimus Christ. It'll show up. YouTube, Twitter, all that good stuff.
There you go. And yeah, for anyone watching, if you're not subscribed to this man, you're missing out. Seriously, he put up some good content. And believe it or not, he'd be able to put out more content if it wasn't for the fact he's usually the power behind the throne on some of your favorite YouTube creators that he's helping them out with a lot of stuff. So basically, a lot of the people that you like, you already like Optimus because he's helping them. They wouldn't be half the creators that they are. So there you go. So you basically, this is the source right here. You know what I'm saying? So
now you let out my secret. Now everyone's gonna want help.
Dun dun dun.
Well, you know what it is? I look at it this way, bro. You're like a wizard. Seriously, they can want all they want, but it's who you choose to bestow it upon, and they got to come correct. So seriously, any of you want to collaborate with this man, you better have your A game ready, and you better be ready to be professional, because he doesn't deal with people who are not professional. Just to let you know. So
ain't that the truth, Doug?
Oh, always praise Doug. Always praise Doug.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I mean. To elaborate on that, I can do like hosting for different stuff. I can do video editing, all sorts of different stuff. I was a producer at one point in time, so I mean that's what he's commonly referring to. If you're looking to bring me on anything, it's. We could have been friends 10, 15 years. It's business at that point. Don't think for 1 second because we were friends. It's like, what's in it for me? Come on.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. But the quality rings through, and it's worth every penny. So if you're in the market, folks, and you're looking to actually put out quality content, and you don't talk to this man, you you're not looking to put out quality content. And that's the best way I can put it. So definitely check out Optimus Christ and everything that he does. Because, yeah, even if you're not in the market to do anything, if you just want good quality entertainment, check out what this man does. Seriously, come on now, don't be foolish. And let's see, Tara, you said you got on the show because you're tired. Pat, what is going on with The Walking Dead?
Oh, right now, like I said, they got caught by this cult leader motherfucker, kind of acting like Negan on the show and shit like that, trying to be a god and shit. So we're at that part right now where I'm like, I hope they kill this goddamn dude because I can't stand his ass right now.
So let me ask you this, because we're wrapping it up. You got anything to shill?
Well, not much, just my same old stuff, you know. I'm your boy Pat. You can find me on YouTube under the same name. Also on Twitter, your boy Pat47. You know, like where I'm just basically talking political and social stuff right now. But I'm trying to break into other things right now, which hopefully in the future, like I said, I get my live stream shit going on later on. Then that's where all the good stuff is going to come in. We'll basically be talking about anime, anything outside the political, social construct that's driving us all nuts right now.
Wait,
yeah.
you're about to do the anime stream?
I said, hopefully I can get that going very, very soon because I really want to talk a lot of anime, man. Because I've been watching a lot of stuff lately. Right now, I'm doing like
like what's stopping you from doing it?
I ain't got the equipment and stuff right there, you know, to set up my live stream.
An actual computer to do the live stream.
Yeah, because I got this tablet right here, and I'm saying that's like a real bitch.
Yeah.
It is like right now, like I'm watching I'm rewatching the Code Lyoko series and
Oh, I love that series, man. Hell yeah.
Right now I'm like at the start of season 3 where they still doing like the anime plus CGI, but I also gotta add like Code Lyoko Evolution. Only problem is I only found the French version. I couldn't find like the English dub. I found like a fan.
I've only I think
hey,
they
if
only
it's
dubbed one
anime, I
episode.
can give you a site where it's all either subbed or dubbed.
They say it again.
If you're looking for like anime, I can toss you a site that's either subbed or dubbed. Not a problem.
Oh hell yeah, man!
Do they have like an English dub of the Code Lyoko Evolution part? Because I've only heard the French.
Let me take a look here. Do me a favor. Type in
They've
the
only dubbed one episode, and it wasn't even the first episode.
Type the name in the side chat for me.
Otherwise, I'm just gonna be watching that in French, and it's like basically what it is. Like they just decided to go live. They live action, then do like the CGI thing. It still looks good though.
What's the name of it again?
Code Lyoko Evolution.
I spelled it out for you.
You're going to be coming down here.
Oh yeah, and next weekend, like next Friday.
Yep.
Gonna be down there in Gainesville, like visiting Terra.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very
We'll
cool.
be having, like I said, a fun, busy weekend. Like I said, there were a few changes here and there, but hopefully we got it together now.
Nice.
Definitely,
I can't wait to see you guys streaming together. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
Oh hell yeah.
Yeah. All right. So definitely keep me posted on everything, and apparently you definitely got to keep Kelp posted about that anime stream because you got his hentai tentacles aroused. So
Yeah. Hey, I'll hop on myself too. I mean, I like a lot of old school animes, and Code Lyoko was one I used to watch when I was younger, and I never got the chance to finish the damn thing for the same reason. You know, I could never find the
I did.
Also, if
Ah,
you
you
don't mind the anime and subtitles, Crunchyroll.
yeah, Crunchyroll has a lot of good shit on there.
Well, the thing about Code Lyoko is that it's made from France, so you're not gonna find it on Crunchyroll.
Damn, ain't that a motherfucker?
Yeah, it's a French anime, so.
Oh damn, they're getting better then.
No, I don't know if you'll find something like Oban Star Racers, because that was a French and Japanese collaboration. I think some of the people who worked on Code Lyoko worked on Oban.
Well, we could sit here and we can kick around anime all night, but let me finish my shill now because I know your sister wants to go to sleep.
Sorry.
No, it's all good. I was actually
Did
just
you know
going
that
to
they
say
have live action ones too for Code Lyoko?
Yeah, that's actually the sequel series.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta check all this out. I definitely will after we finish the stream, so let me end it. So, but yeah, you guys know the deal. It's my channel. We got Terra hosting, and I'm Scooby331. You can follow me here on YouTube, minds.com. I am on Instagram, Patreon, and PayPal. I am trying to get crowdfunding together. I am about to take shit to the next level if I can get this crowdfunding together. I am looking to get my hands on a couple of bucks to get some equipment. I am going to be engaging in some guerrilla journalism. And I plan on engaging in said guerrilla journalism at the expense of the local Democrats and the local leftists around here.
Hell yeah.
That having been said, I am still shy a lot of funding to make this happen. Good intentions are really good, but I cannot walk to where all these people are, so I definitely need some help with a few things. So that's pretty much why I'm passing the hat around electronically with the crowdfunding. If anyone can hit me up on PayPal, anyone, $5, $10, $20, whatever you can spare would be really appreciated at this point. I'm trying to, I got most of the camera equipment together. I'm trying to get a few things together to get the new computer up off the ground so I can start producing content daily. That's what's been hindering me right now. So, yeah, folks, basically, if you could, when you hear this, I basically am trying my best to help make America great again, so that's what it's going towards. So definitely hit me up when you guys get this. You'll definitely be making a sound investment. And once this gets rolling, probably won't have to hit you guys up anymore. Hopefully it'll just come in on its own accord. But yeah, that's it's pretty much what I got cooking, folks. So I'm Scooby331. Thank you very much for tuning in. Sorry that these haven't been as frequent as they used to be. I've been mad busy since the beginning of the new year. Shit just got crazy. It's going to be slowing down now that the spring is here, so it's going to be back to business as usual. Weekly streams with me on this channel, and Tara's going to be at the helm for the rest of it because, well, fuck, you guys know the deal. Tara's the queen. It's Queen Bee around here. Right?
I reserve last say.
B for bitch.
There you go.
Nice.
Yeah, well, guess what? It's true.
And on that note, I guess we could put a bullet through this one, Tara. Call it done because I'm exhausted. So,
Yeah.
Good night, everybody.
good night, guys. Thank you very
Good night,
much for
folks.
tuning in. Have a great night.